And enjoying in some live music and be surrounded by awesome energy, people who are like-minded. It's just great to be participating and being here today. So my name is Lindsay Tabin. I am one of the co-founders of United Arms. We are in the process of becoming a nonprofit organization. It takes about 12 weeks to get that up and rolling. So in the meantime, Darian, who has the Alive at 5 Society, which helps people who are fleeing domestic abuse, we are teaming up with them to take on donations and provide events like this for the public. So thank you, Darian, so much for your help. Could not have done this without you. There is about 6 of us who have all teamed up to organize this today, and who also are the backbone of the Facebook group, United Arms. There's a private group, there's also a public group, which started as kind of a free choice for the whole mask issue. And we've rolled it into United Arms because I think we're kind of evolving past that. There are so many issues going on in our world right now. And we felt that there was a need for United Arms, for people to come together, get support, and to tackle these issues together. It is overwhelming for one person or 2 people or just a small collective group of people to try to tackle these issues in our community and in our world. So we felt that we all know that we have strength in numbers, and through United Arms, when you become a member, when we're ready to take on memberships in the early new year, it will be by donation. We're not about making money. It's strictly an organization for all of us to come together as a family, be supported by one another, get accurate information that will not be censored, because we deserve the truth. So with Facebook, censorship and all of that, we do have a website, unitedarms.ca, so that who knows what's going to be happening in the future, but that is one resource that you can go to get information and get support. And when the members group does get up and going, there is a membership or a members only page on the website, where there is further information for our members to get accurate information, get support, and be in the know-how of what is going on. So we are just so thankful to come together as a group, as a family, support one another, be united, because we will overcome this. There is strength in numbers. We can tackle this together. Nobody is alone in this. Nobody. We are here for one another, and let's do this. So thank you all so much for coming out. Spread the word to everybody that you know, because nobody is left alone. We're all here to support one another and be a family together through this. So thank you very much.
Working with other groups, but a lot of them tend to put people inside a box, and not everybody fits within that box. So we're working with people on an individual basis so that we can get more information out and help them transition out of those domestic abuse relationships. So I'll talk about that a little bit more here a little bit later today. I just want to mention quickly that we do have sign-up sheets for people that aren't on Facebook and want to share information and get information. We've got a sign-up sheet over at the table, and also we're taking selling t-shirts as well, so that we can get the word out more. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Ambrose Ralph with Alberta to the Point, and let's give him a round of applause and thank him for coming out and sharing the information here today with everyone. So thank you, Ambrose.
Hello, Western Canada, Alberta to the Point here. That is how I introduce myself in all of my online videos. My name is Ambrose Ralph, and I am the face and the voice of the Alberta to the Point social media network. I am a political activist. It's great to be speaking in my hometown of Grande Prairie today, in the heart of Alberta oil and gas, Alberta logging, Alberta ranching, and Alberta farming. I would like to thank all the organizers and all the speakers who came up here today and speak. It takes a lot of courage to stand up in front of people, and it takes a lot of courage to stand up for your rights and freedoms and to organize an event like this one. I've spoken in crowds to Edmonton, Calgary, and Camrose, and I tell you, it's great to be home in Grande Prairie. We have done videos on Facebook with over 1 million views in Alberta to the point. Currently, we have 17,000 followers, but our page regularly gets over 500,000 views per month. We are growing. I suspect we have a lot of separatists amongst us. As you can imagine, with that kind of traffic, I get a lot of messages and I get a lot of stuff on my page. Some supportive, some rude, and some just funny. I got a message the other day from a gentleman in Vancouver. He said, "There will be oil tankers in Vancouver over my dead body." As we all know, the original Trans Mountain Pipeline has been pumping without incident since 1957. So I sent him a picture of a tanker loading in Vancouver with the caption, "How do you want to do this?" I didn't get a reply. We're here today to talk about our freedoms and our rights. I'm not going to bore you with my resume. To introduce myself, I'm going to tell you how and when I became a Western separatist. I'm not a Western separatist because I hate Canada. I'm a Western separatist because I'm trying to save a piece of Canada right here in Alberta. I'm going to turn the clock back all the way to October 1995. In 1995, I was in the military, just down the road here in Edmonton. I was in the Army, combat soldier, front line, 1 Combat Engineer Regiment. I was what my peers called at the time switched on. I was young, I was fit, I was dedicated, and I took soldiering very seriously. I took my oath to Canadians very seriously. I was willing to give my life to defend Canadians. I was willing to give my life to defend and why we are here today, our freedoms and our rights. We are here because of our attack of our freedoms and rights by the Trudeau government and the absolute failure of the Kenney government to stand up to Mr. Trudeau. Many of my friends, comrades, and one family member gave their lives during my service. It was October 1995, and tensions at my regiment were very high. All leave, courses, and training were canceled. The regiment was put on 30 minutes notice to move, meaning that when that call came, I had 30 minutes to report. My gear was all stored in my locker at the regiment and ready to go. My bug-out bag was by the exit of my condo. All I had to do when the call came was to take the drive to the regiment, draw my rifle and pistol, and wait for orders. I was a loyal Canadian soldier, and there was no way I was going to allow these French sons of bitches to break up my country. The date was October 30th, 1995, and Quebec was having a referendum. A week before that referendum, every Quebec-born soldier in my regiment got a signed letter from the Premier of Quebec inviting them to immediately defect and join the Quebec Defence Force after yes side won. We didn't know who we could trust. Tensions were very high. In 1999, after 9 years of service, operations in Canada, the United States, a tour in war-torn Bosnia, and one in Germany, I left the military and went straight to the drilling rigs. During my 21 years of being an oil and gas worker, I've been a business owner, inventor, U.S. patent holder, and now a senior manager in oilfield services. For the 2019 federal election, I campaigned relentlessly against Trudeau. I pushed the campaign slogan from Alberta, coast to coast, that the choices were Trudeau or Alberta. I told everyone, convinced a few, choices on the ballot were not Scheer or Trudeau, it was Alberta or Trudeau. I told everyone a Trudeau victory was the end of Canada. Despite my 18-hour days and traffic on my page of 1 million a month, educating Easterners about Alberta oil and gas, pipelines, logging and farming, we all know the results. When the Trudeau victory was declared, I put a message up on my page that I was going to go live in 15 minutes. I didn't have a script. I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't know what I was going to do. But all of my followers, I felt, needed to hear from me. I went to my studio and I set things up to go live. Now in my studio, I used to have a Canada flag hanging right next to my Alberta flag. The Canada flag was given to me when I joined the military. It's traveled with me around the world. I took a look at it on my wall. I shed a tear and I knew what had to be done. It was a difficult task, but I went live. I played some background music of pipes and drums that I've too often heard at military funerals. I marched up to that flag. I saluted. I showed the maple leaf the respect which it has earned, and I gently took it down, walked it to the table, folded it up like I've seen done at too many military funerals. I say with no shame, in front of all of you here today, that I shed a tear while 250,000 Albertans watched me, a once loyal Canadian veteran, lower my Canadian flag. I went to the camera, I said, Alberta, it's time. I say to you all here today, my friends, it's time. Now, many people say that Alberta's sovereignty is crazy. Easterners ridicule us and make jokes about Albertans. Everyone from small-town bloggers to eastern big city hitters on nightly news want us gone. But that pales in comparison to the obituary that Trudeau has written for us in his green agenda. Our response? We cut CO2 emissions, carbon footprint, and we give our profits to clean energy development. Hard work, late nights, and solutions are what we do in Alberta. Delivering more money and taxes for Canada than any other industry. But we are officially to the part of Confederation where the hero has been punched one too many times. No more. We will no longer be called names, ridiculed, used, and taken for granted. We are proud of our Western heritage. It isn't perfect or without mistakes, but it is ours, and it is about time to be unapologetically proud of it. Thank you. Without asking permission for the very people who are offended by our very existence, they consume copious amounts of the exact oil that they protest. It's an absolute study in hypocrisy. Canada does not need foreign oil. Maybe they mistook our polite Western ways and work ethic for a posture of weakness. We will change that. Knowing that when we come together, dust ourselves off to meet their stare with the truth, they will be scared. So be it. This isn't Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Bay Street, or Hollywood. We are Alberta. We are the home of the farmer, the rancher, the rig, the driller, the pump jack, oil and gas, Christmas, rodeo, and the roughneck. Families 6 generations deep who've made this province their life. We keep restaurants busy and hotels packed. We hire construction workers, landscapers, real estate, and technical trades. And now we will take our rightful place as outspoken, unapologetic economic superpower in Canada. We are worldwide leaders in energy. Canada is strong because we exist. Our energy future of renewables depends on us. Canada is not a country without us. We are leaders, invigorated and resolute, proud of our roots and steadfast in our mission. We are Alberta. My friends, I know times are tough. Many have lost their jobs. There's many mental health issues. There's many domestic issues. There's many unemployment issues. Unemployment is high. I want you to believe something to the core of your heart. Albertans are tough and resilient people. There is no challenge we will not accept and no challenge that we can never overcome. If we don't believe in ourselves and we don't believe in Alberta, we will never achieve our rights and freedoms. We will never get our rights and freedoms back. Many years ago, as a young man, I put my hand on the Bible and I raised the other hand and I swore allegiance to Canada. I never thought I would be here today in front of you telling you that we should consider leaving Canada. But that Canada that I loved and I swore to protect no longer exists. I am not a Western sovereignist because I hate Canada. I am a Western separatist because I'm trying to save a piece of Canada right here in the West. The West needs its own representation, our own people, our own voice, our own government, a government that reflects our values, our beliefs. It's time. My name is Ambrose Ralph. I put Albertans first. My policy is people before the party. Please join us on social media at Alberta to the Point. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate your time. Join us at Alberta to the Point.